It's just a big fucking roadblock. I mean, I could do it to Twitch, but nobody follows me on there. Because I feel like when I usually see people talking, they have like a whole overlay shit. I'm like, can't any of that. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay with me, I suppose. Hi, Sinan. Okay. Well, you're doing better than me because I still.
I've just set you up. Right, should we just set it to, I was going to say, I nearly got you cancelled. Right, should we just go? Because I think if everyone can hear us, they might as well be able to see us. Right, we might as well just...
Hold on. Okay. Put the links on.
There you go.
Blue sky.
I think...
Okay.
Hey.
The thumbnail's a giant picture of Hasan and Cenk, which is
no. That's why you got a Turkish person on.
Exactly, the Turkish elephant.
The one other Turkish person available.
It does look like we're racially profiling you. I promise that wasn't the intention.
If you could just speak on behalf of everyone involved, that would be great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, you know Cenk.
My close personal friend Cenk Uygur.
Well, so I think we are
Yeah.
officially live. How does it look on the side of live? Because I ironically can't see it myself. Keep sending me to.
Okay. I can now hear it on the stream, and I just heard myself say it sounds like we're racially profiling you.
Oh, that's gone well. You've
What a
done
good
great
start.
job.
What a good start. Are we still unlisted? Or are we public? No, we can't be because I saw you.
We're public.
It's
Yeah,
not
we're going. We're all systems are go.
Okay.
So like
Okay, I'm there.
I'll do
to
us like an intro in a sec, and then I will.
Can
I share
at
this
my
on my
screen and there
channel?
I am. Looks great.
You could share. Yeah, you
I
could share
share?
the actual live in like a post.
Do you mind
Yeah, I
if I
think
put
that's
this
a
in my
community
Discord
post.
and tell everyone to show up?
Please, yeah, of course.
All right,
do
I'm
it.
going to
Do
add
it.
everyone right now.
Do it. Do it.
What do I put it in? Podcast? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I need to learn to actually stream. This is unprofessional of me to just like share a community post. Talking about, and I'm going to talk out loud again. I'm sorry, chat.
Oh, don't worry. Always the same. Yeah, we
About
got.
the EHRC and
Yeah, I was going to say let's talk about the
Um,
HRC thing as well. Do any of you follow? Oh, I'm talking about
UK travel, UK bans for creators, content creators, with at matriarchetype and at SK.
Wait, where are you
Here.
posting that?
Get in now. Is that what you say? I don't know. Let's try that.
What did I
That sounds
say?
aggressive. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. I'm not happy to get in. Right now. Smiley face. Okay, that's less aggressive. Maybe too
That's
much
yeah.
less
The
aggressive.
smiley face softens the blow. Yeah,
Smiley
that
face
is
is
the
adorable.
that's the style guide that you
Get in
you
or
have to
die,
follow.
and then-
I promise I will learn to stream before next week.
You
and give that
we
myself.
made progress. You made progress. It's we're getting there. So okay, just some home housekeeping then. So can you see and hear us on the live stream itself? Okay, yeah, I can see myself now too. So it's just us three. Soul Bunny should be jumping on at some point. Are we all good then? We ready to start? Well, we've been started for like 10 minutes, but
always good.
right. Welcome to officially the first episode of the Left Wave Transmission podcast.
Was that last one not the first one?
I put it as
it's the first
episode
one.
0. I put it.
This is the episode 02.
I put
given
it
how
as
many technical
episode 0.
difficulties we
Yeah, that's true. Just considering all of the technical difficulties, but then that's becoming part of the
very
brand.
professional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how other people do it. I don't know how they just start and hit go and go. But this was smoother than last week, so we will take what we can get. So we have no Finns, no Sawsome this week, and I don't think we have a Turb either. But hopefully somebody's popping in a bit later. And we have a special guest today as well. Welcome to the first episode of our podcast.
I did not know it was the first one, and I just shot.
I also, to be fair, I also did not know it was the first one. I thought this was number 2.
You're on.
It's kind
You're
of a
on the
two.
podcast. How do you not know what number?
Because
what
last
kind
week
of
we also
operation
did
is this
one.
I've walked into? Like, I saw the one last week. I did see it. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I'll jump on. I've seen it. I know what it's like. Like, I did watch it.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything in the chat because I didn't want to freak you out specifically, Bridget. So
You wouldn't freak me out. Always
can-
good to hear from you, even though it's in the comment section. I wouldn't have seen you. I have seen you in my YouTube comment section, actually. That's true.
yeah, I have because I always do at least. I try and do a joke. If I think of a funny joke, I'll leave a comment, and then if I don't, I don't. This is,
Yeah.
We can always
Because you don't want to hear
I mean,
from me being serious. Like
we can make this
Yeah.
episode 2 if we desire. We are in charge of our own destiny. We can make the other one episode 1 and this can be episode 2. I thought in my naivete that this week we would have everyone here and it would feel like, hey, it's episode 1, we got the whole gang together. But
Yeah.
so we should maybe go backwards. This is -1.
Oh, we can go
start-
back. But that's quite fun.
Yeah, a few of
That's
the people
quite
there are. But yeah, so welcome to the pod, I guess. We were going to talk about the or is it EHRC? I can never remember the acronym.
Yeah,
EHRC. The
it's
ECHR is the European Court of Human Rights, which is very annoying. They're very similar anagrams.
Right. Okay, that's where I
Anagrams,
get confused.
initialisms.
We were
Yeah.
going to talk about this last week. Let's kick off with that because that's technically
Yes.
the lesser of the two bad points.
Should we introduce ourselves
Oh, yeah.
first?
Good point.
If this is episode 1.
True. We're just going to have to do it every single week.
With this face.
Well,
it's fine,
reason,
it's
sorry, another reason was that last week I didn't actually hit public on my live stream. So from my channel's perspective, this is like episode 1. Sorry. Okay, you're right.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed by what I'm hearing. It's so good.
Competence, they're off the charts.
I know.
Yeah.
I would say like people are seeing behind the mirror, but this is just it. This is the truth of reality.
This is just
well,
the
yeah.
mirror.
Go ahead. Let's introduce ourselves again then. Take it away, Bridget.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bridget Empire. That's my YouTube name. My actual name is different, and it's got a PhD at the end because I'm one of those twats. I make YouTube videos about left politics and trans stuff and other stuff that I feel like talking about. And I am unfortunately British.
I feel that right now.
Yeah.
Can I go next? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
My channel is called Matriarchetype, and my name is Louise, she, her. I am also from Turf Island, but I currently live in Japan with my husband, so we managed to escape. My channel is very similar. I talk about more of the pop culture stuff, but with a nice little left-wing tint to it. And yeah, what else is there? That's about it, really. That's me. Nice to be here. And
On
then
your
we
own
have,
thing.
yeah, my own thing that I made. And then we have, a special guest. Introduce yourself. Welcome to the...
Yeah, hi. Hey, everyone. I'm Hasan. Pronouns are they, them. My channel is SK the Crusader on here, which does sound like I'm a sort of Daily Express reader. But in fact, it is named after the video game Crusader Kings 2, which is what I initially started streaming and playing. And what do I do on my channel now? What do I do? It's all sorts of
Old
stuff.
British sitcoms.
It apparently is, because the next video is about that. So it apparently has become that. It basically becomes whatever thing I'm fixated with over a period of 3 months. That's what the channel is for a bit. So that's what you get.
It's about Little Britain and also Ed Balls.
No,
Oh my God, remember Little Britain?
Yeah,
Gosh.
we are. Well, that is my most famous video, unfortunately.
Really? I have seen
yeah.
it. I will double check the most popular one.
Yeah, it was
For context for chat, Sinan's like my IRL friend, so I did call them up.
So I can give the text, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll show up. I'll show up to anything if you just give me like 5 minutes notice. I'll be there. It's fine.
I appreciate
I
you.
thought you were in bed, but then you texted me in Rose and quotes, and I was like, no, you're definitely awake. So
I could have done it from my phone. You don't know.
I'm glad
Oh,
that
no,
we've
no,
got
actually-
like an all British cast for the episode where we are gonna talk about how terrible Britain is. I feel like that's like an episode where it's very valid to do so.
My specialist subject, really.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully, Soul Buddy
And of
can join in a
course-
bit though.
yes, an outside perspective. And of course, chat, you will notice that we got also Turkish correspondent for
Yeah,
being banned from the UK.
found for one Turkish person you could contact at this hour and got them on. It's the system works.
Completely unintentional, I swear.
Sure. Well, with that then, so we can maybe talk about the Hasan thing, like last, because like the main topic.
Yeah.
But so we were going to talk about the EHRC stuff last week.
Yes.
We didn't get to it. How, like, I'm not there at the moment, so I always look at what's happening in the UK, and obviously from my perspective, I go back to like if I were to ever visit, like what toilet would I use and stuff like that. But as people on the ground, like how does it feel there now? Is there just an atmosphere of like kind of fear? Like how does it feel? And maybe obviously we'll go into what actually happened, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of tricky because day to day, and this is sort of the weird thing about it, is that nothing really changes day to day. You still carry on doing what you're going to do. You go use the same toilet you would have been doing, except now, basically, they got this guidance out that says if you do that, you could possibly be found liable for discrimination or harassment. There was like harassment for a trans woman to be in a single sex space.
It is
Is it
harassment,
what?
but
That's the word they
also,
used. It's like being
yeah,
there
that is the
is harassment.
specific term they used. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then but they've also opened themselves up to like getting sued no matter what they do, which is the really like really
Yes.
impressive legal situation to have created in the country where everyone loves to take everyone to court. Is a really good thing to have done.
Yeah, we're doing the
So,
purge,
yeah.
but for court cases, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
so let me. I might like not fully be understanding as well, but basically, in this kind of updated trans explanation, it was meant to kind of clarify things, wasn't it, about the stuff that happened last year? And in my
well, that's
understanding,
what they say.
yeah, I was going to say it's
Well,
made
yeah.
it actually more confusing. So, like, if in my understanding, if a trans person goes to anywhere that's considered a single sex space, it's the responsibility of the company or the business to like provide them either a space they can be where they're not disturbing other single sexes, which is terrible, or like you say, there's a chance if there's a TERF or someone transphobic in that space, they can basically call out that trans person and say that's a man in a dress, that kind of stereotypical issue, and then like
But
what happens?
but
Like I'm
now
so confused.
you may not be able to also do that bit, which is also more confusing. So there's
Yeah,
certain bits where it's like you
didn't know
can't
that.
ask someone if they're trans, but if you suspect if they have enough tranny vibes, then you can kick them out. But you better be right.
Because then you'll get sued. You have done harassment. Basically, you have done harassment to that person. So
Oh, I see. I thought
Like
the
they really tried to
harassment
write
was-
"we can always tell" into the code, and I don't think it's
Yeah.
going to work out.
what we have constructed is the
that's
perfect
wild.
system where everyone can be harassed at any moment by anything. That is what we have now
It's
created
also
in this
it
country.
gives
It's
as
a
well
great
like
system.
if you're going to harass, do it well. Make sure you've done
Yeah.
it to the point that
You might
you're
as
so right. Yeah.
I should give the
God.
lowdown, I guess, like the brief history of this, right? So this is as this got EHRC, Equality and Human Rights Commission, which is like some boondoggle that was the new Labour area created, which basically has this like side thing that occasionally tells people how to navigate human rights stuff, and in practice is just full of the most evil twats on earth, whose whole job is to make life more difficult for everyone. It didn't used to be, but this is post Liz Truss, EHRC. But this is all as a result of the For Women Scotland court case, which got taken to the UK Supreme Court, which isn't like the US Supreme Court. It's like a different thing. Also, I think it's also a Blair era holdover. The UK Supreme Court.
Kind of late Brown and then done
Yeah.
by Cameron is how that worked. Yeah.
Yeah, to be like more American-ish. But yeah, so they got so basically they ruled that the Equality Act in 2010, which was one of the better things that Labour ever did in that era, basically said that like when they were talking about like women's protections, they meant biological women. So like if you know all that means. Now some of the people that are involved in making that law back in the day said that's absolutely not what we meant, and also this completely contradicts.
Also, it's in Hansard what they meant.
Yes,
They said it
yes.
in Parliament.
Exactly, and this contradicts now this new decision with the Gender Recognition Act of 2004, I think, or 2005, which says basically that like if you transition, but this is like if you get a gender recognition certificate, so it's like a whole thing. But if you get one of those, then you are, for all intents and purposes, the sex on the new birth certificate that you've got through your gender recognition certificate, and then you can't be discriminated against for that purpose, which is still technically in law, but according to this guidance, isn't really. And if you claim that you're not protected as if you're trans as a woman, just definitionally, then that contradicts the Gender Recognition Act, and they've just decided we don't care about that. So we had this version of the guidance before, I believe, last year, and then and everyone reacted, why the fuck would you do a bathroom ban? And it was real bad. And all these businesses were calling up being like, we don't want to be sued. Please don't do this. So they took it back and they tweaked a few things. And I think, unfortunately, I got the idea that maybe it was going to get tweaked in a way that was a bit less awful. But it seems like they want to close some legal loopholes. And they didn't really much.
It is 95% the same text. Like, it is basically the same thing. It's really weird to try and clarify the thing that was meant to provide clarity but didn't, and then to somehow make it less clear is really like the purest distillation of like an arm's length government organization in Britain trying to do anything. It's just the perfect example of it, and perhaps why we shouldn't have any HRC or even a Supreme Court, a thing that we made the fuck up, and can abolish at any second.
Worryingly recently, we made it the fuck up as well.
There's one Supreme Court, it's Parliament. They can abolish this fake one. They should get on with that. That's what I do if I had a majority of 150 or whatever the fuck it is Keir Starmer's squatting on at the moment.
Yeah, like imagine a party had that large majority and they could just do whatever they want, you know.
Yeah, imagine a system where there's no written constitution and the only rule is if you have a majority in one of the two houses, you can do whatever you want, and you still do nothing about anything.
Yeah, this is the other thing that's important, I think, for people who are watching from outside the UK, is that the UK system is very different to, say, like the US. There is no written constitution, and Parliament is sovereign. Like, they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
Careful with this. How many
swear
words do we get per minute before we get demonetized? Do you know about this?
Get demonetized?
I think like if there's like too many Fs in a small area, then it starts to get like deflagged-ish. But I was just sorry to say that.
Oh wow, I'm sorry.
I was like, I had like a little counter. I was like, oh, we're at 4. No, I remember.
This plays badly for me.
I think it's like a little bit's fine, but I'm just sorry to jump in and say that.
Yeah,
keep it clean.
Yeah, there are some things that we can do about this. We can't do much by ourselves, but so MPs could dismiss this. There's a mechanism to dismiss EHRC guidance, which currently there's a petition around the Nadia Whittome, was an MP from around here, around Nottingham, proposed to dismiss this. It's got like 50 signatures. I think it needs a lot more than that.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
Yeah.
It kind of depends because it's an early day motion. Early day motions usually only get like 10 signatures anyway. So for it to get 56 means that there's a pretty big depth of feeling in Parliament about it, which will probably.
Because I was trying to work out earlier how many signatures they would need to actually send it back.
Oh yeah, I would assume they would need to have a majority in the Commons to dismiss it. Come any debate, which they would likely not have because the Conservatives would vote with the 70% of Labour MPs or whoever to keep the guidance, to say nothing of like Reform and the DUP and all these other weird reactionary parties we've accumulated in our parliament for the past like 50 years. So yeah.
And the other thing we can do, of course, you can what people are proposing is that you amend the Equality Act 2010 to be super, super, super clear. Like, no, we definitely meant trans women as well, and trans men as well.
Well, that would be like that would be the ideal.
That is the best way.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like living in a utopian ideal to even suggest that. But like, if it would be as simple as to just write into this, like, no, women includes trans women, men includes trans men, and etc. But like,
I believe this is the Greens' proposal, but they're also not in government. So
they also have 5 out of 650 MPs, which makes it a bit of a challenge to pass in the Commons. Yeah. So
and I will say also that the unions, thank God, are actually really strongly against this. And if you know anything about the Labour Party people, it's funded by the unions, but also the unions never use that to get any leverage. So what if they did it for the first time? Probably not, but...
And the second any trade union leader does threaten to use that leverage, immediately the press go ballistic at them and start digging up all sorts of stuff. So, Just
Yeah.
something to be aware of if you are a trade union leader watching this. For some reason, a general secretary of a trade union is watching this. Just be careful.
I mean, listen. Takaichi might not be great, but at least she's not in a bathroom ban yet.
Don't bring up that name in
Yes.
this house. Don't, like, honestly, she's actually from where the prefecture that we live in. So Takaichi, anyone at home, is the female prime minister of Japan. Very, very right wing, far right wing, and like she's from this prefecture. So when we're walking around town, let me see if I can find a picture. There are these like caricature, like she's like got fan art. She's like, people are like treating her like a pop star, and like you can get like Takaichi like biscuits, like you can take in as like souvenirs and stuff. It's so wild, and she's like, people are celebrating her as this like female victory, and it's feminism, and it's like, oh my god, she's going to reverse rights for women far worse than any. Anyway, don't get me started on Takaichi.
It's very did Margaret Thatcher have girl power moment.
Literally, it's like she's been reborn. Like she's just done a white girl and just moved over to here, and we've got her over here now. Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, we left the UK to avoid fascism, and we chose the wrong place. Let's say that. But
picking the country that's been permanently governed by the Oops War Crimes Party is
well,
probably
yes.
the unwise part of that proposition.
We got duped by the Hello Kitty. Yeah, we got duped by the Hello Kitty of it all.
Listen, I moved to Croatia, so you know you could pick worse.
Yes,
as far as fascism goes.
At least, like, the geographic distance is less crushing in the case of Croatia between there and Japan. Yeah. Like, it's less of a flight, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I love going to the shops and just seeing Nazi tattoos just out in the open.
No.
Everyone acting like it's normal. It was really cool.
Is that where Graham Plattner got his?
No, it genuinely is. Like
it actually is.
It genuinely is. It was in Split, Croatia. You can look it up. It was in Split, which is the second biggest city in Croatia. It's a beautiful city, city. But it's like the site of the Roman Emperor Diocletian's palace. So it's really gorgeous, like really built into old Roman ruins. And like some like rooms and houses inside this guy's old house, like this Roman Emperor's house. It's so fucking crazy. They have like sphinxes everywhere and shit. Like, it's so cool. But also, you walk 5 minutes and you see a giant Confederate flag and all that stuff, and you can imagine. So. Yeah,
we have to. I did promise Swolson that we have the Graham Patner episode when he's around. So as much as I would love to dunk on him, I think he'd get upset.
If you can get Kavanackle on for that one, I'm sure that he would love that.
Well, I mean, this is kind of. Did you see? I won't go into it on the pod, but did you see?
I have been following the drama, yes.
Oh, it got to the point where the first time I was like, I don't know if I'm living for this drama. I'm officially uncomfortable. Yeah, definitely. Speaking of which, I don't know if Soul Bunny thinks this time of the podcast is an hour later, maybe, because she popped on last time about this time. So I wonder if she's around. Let me see if I can message her on Instagram.
Maybe.
What was I going to say? There was... Yeah, should we talk about the actual Hasan stuff as well? Let me just.
Yes, let's not talk about the drama with people we're trying to get on.
I know. I was going to say
that's really unwise on a publicly broadcast.
I was going to say I'm fully forgetting I'm on a podcast. I'm just listening to you two talk, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm learning about things. I forget I'm fully on camera.
Yeah. The last one, we started up and immediately was like, let's talk about like the debate. And I was like, oh God, we're going to get cancelled so quickly.
Straight away. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. We're good. We're alive. Right, no one's come for us. It's fine.
We kind of flying under the radar of the fact that it was episode 0. So, but who knows now? Let me message Soul Bunny, right? And then, because I'd love to get her on for the Hasan stuff. But
we need an American to talk about the American side.
Yeah, we need representation.
That's how it works.
I was also going to say, do you follow the Jubilee like stuff, unironically? And do you know who Dave Rubin is, or is this like? Am I so far chronically like online that I'm like?
I know who that is, but I don't watch Jubilee. So I thread that needle perfectly.
Yeah, I saw clips of the debate, of the surrounded thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if I can put myself through that whole thing.
don't. So
I
don't.
watch a lot of terrible stuff, and I don't think I want to watch that.
There's terrible, and then so for context for viewers at home, which I have to be a bit more conscious of. Sorry, everyone.
I'm just having a conversation.
Well, I fully just am like on a like business call. Dave Rubin was famously, I think he was originally part of TYT. He was originally on the left.
He was part of TYT, yeah.
Yeah, he's a gay man, and he's now, I say grifty on the right so easily. I should stop saying that because I get myself sued. He's a liberal, self-defined on the right. And
classical liberal, as they
yeah,
say.
like literally
like
classical liberal, but what we would say is like conservative, right wing. And he went on Jubilee, and even the title was like one MAGA surrounded by 20 far left people. And I'm like, they are centre AF, but fine. We'll come back to that. But it was, so like I watched a few clips and I was like, okay, it's my job. I got to put myself through this. I watch it so you don't have to, that kind of BS. When I tell you, I was like nails into the desk, like teeth grating against each other. I couldn't get through it, and I had to listen to the initial, like, basically he has various points that he's arguing, and then people jump in and they argue back. If you know the Jubilee setup, it's that system. I couldn't even get through it, and I was trying to watch it initially for work. It was one of the best examples of the right wing hasn't actually got any decent talking points or united ideology, and it's just waffle. Like one of the first ones, it was talking about woke ideology has done worse for the country than Trump or something like that. Some nebulous idea.
It was woke ideology that attacked Iran. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what really did it. Like,
it was like,
what are you talking about? Like,
wild stuff. And then the fact checker, people were commenting live and they were like, the fact checker is a paid actor. It was everything Dave Rubin said, just the fact checker would come up and be like, this is incorrect, this is wrong, this is BS. And then all of the commentators would say something and it would be like, this is correct. And it just was a wild, I feel like, what do we do about the Jubilee problem? Because I can't not watch this stuff. And then I'm like, this is pure garbage. It's just digital garbage, and it was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, Bridget, don't watch it if you can avoid it, but it was...
I've seen clips.
It was so wild. It was so wild. But like, it's like... he was, obviously as a gay man, there was very much a sense of like, the leopards are going to eat your face, my guy. Like, what are you doing? And I can't help... If
I'm responding, from the one clip I saw a couple, like, but I did see them bringing up like his friend Michael Knowles of the Daily Wire and of transgenderism must be eradicated entirely from the face of the earth fame. They brought up that they're friends with him and his husband's like cooked him lamb and stuff, and he's gone on doing the public campaigns about how gay people shouldn't be able to like have kids and stuff, and the kids should be ripped from the parents, and it's like he can see like they're telling you your friend wants to take your rights away, and he's like, oh, but we had dinner together.
But he's my friend. I didn't know that. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. I can't help but see that and see that as a grift. I'm saying you're either so dumb that you shouldn't have a platform, or you know that and you are grifting and you have an exit strategy. I can't help, because just the human brain, how can he just not be aware that he's next? And if he's not aware, then he's not able to comprehend what people are telling him, because that's, like you just said, people were saying it to his face. It was like, your friend is part of a small group that is trying to take away gay marriage. Are you worried about that? You know, like, he can comprehend what they're saying. So I can't help but see it as like, it must be some kind of act, some kind of, you know what I mean? Like some kind of kayfabe.
I think the fact that he came from the Young Turks back then, before they all started being a bit more right wing, especially Hannah Kasparian. Yeah, when it meant something. But then I guess they never quite. But like for the time, the fact that he went from there, and if I'm mistaken and if I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm pretty sure he left after Cenk started saying a bunch of pro-Palestine stuff, and then he started doing right-wing stuff pretty swiftly after that.
I don't know if that was the law. I don't know.
You have to stand on your own on that one. I don't know. That's all.
Yeah.
If that's wrong, that's.
I'm not saying. In my recollection. Now, if that's not true, I'm very sorry, but that's what I remember happening.
It's very plausible, because that is the way a lot of people's brains get boiled. in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That and turfism, which is where Anna's got it from.
Well, huge overlap as well.
I mean,
true.
You know.
It's wild. It
Yeah,
is.
no,
wild.
the thing is, like, the thing is, if he is a grifter, he's not doing a very good job because he sort of disappeared a couple of years ago, and this is like the first I'm hearing of him for a long time. So I don't know what he's trying to still do. Does he still have a platform? Do people still listen to him? I doubt it. Even Ben Shapiro's views are like way down. I can't imagine he's holding up well.
I have this feeling that like there's much more money on the right though that we don't see, and like even a smaller creator that's not doing that good views wise. I just have this from a few bits of information and a bit of, I don't know, piecing it together. Like I feel like there's a lot more financial backing behind the scenes. That like even if their views aren't great, they're being paid to do that. Like I mean, we know that he get money from Russia, didn't he get?
Like, I say, was he not part of the Tenant Media Group that got that Russian money? I think he might have been. I know like Tim Pool was.
Yeah, they're on like a different level of how much they're being paid to say that stuff. I don't actually think the views count. Like I mean, we look at Ben Shapiro, you know. I mean, obviously they count, they matter, but unlike here where
that's not where the majority of their money comes from, probably. Yeah.
I have a feeling, yeah. But you're right. Yeah. I mean, what really bugs me is that if, say, gay marriage is taken away in the US, that happens eventually, and he has this wake-up moment. He's like, oh no, I'm on the wrong side of history. I better actually change. And he tries to come back to the left, and he's like, you know what, they went too far, actually. I'm going to be lefty again. I can't stand that fact that we're all expected to like forgive and forget. Like we're seeing with the Ashley St. Clair stuff, I'm trying to still work out how I'm going to put an episode together, because as much as I'm so like, yes, people can change, people can move on and stuff like that. Like I said last week, I don't see that they should get a platform. Like I don't see they should be allowed back into the spotlight rather than the community, you know? So
yeah, it's the old question of like it's a process, right? Like you have to engage in a process to get back to, you know, any kind of like working relationship with the left. Yeah. Do you have to go through that process while retaining your massive platform that you earned through that way and still make it? I feel like we've done this, you know, like multiple times over the past decade, and every time it turns out, oops, no, they didn't actually change, and they're more than happy to lean into that stuff again. So it's like, does that work? Does that, you know?
100%. Exactly. Is that a soul?
And also, like, there's a level to which. Oh,
sorry, go on. Sorry, Karen.
There's a level to which also you don't have to forgive people as well. Like they're not owed viewership. Like if you don't want to forgive them, you can just not do it. You can just be like, well, fuck it, I don't care. You know?
And then just sort of ignore them forever, which is kind of my default position on a lot of stuff. Yeah. So.
Was like when they tried to do this to Shoe on Head, I was like, well, I
don't give a shit. I was like, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to watch anything from them. You know? I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't care. Well, like, so now she likes Bernie Sanders. All right, well, that makes up for everything then, I guess. Like,
oh, cool. Well, that's all right then. Yeah. Oh, well, that's good.
That's like, it. Did you see that? Like, J.K. Rowling has started to wind back and starting to that tweet she sent recently out about being like, I have a trans friend, and she like genders her correctly. And there were even comments to that of all of her like TERF army being like, well, you shouldn't gender her correctly. You're gonna, oh my god, you're gonna justify. And I'm like, oh, I see. So you're finding out the HBO reboot's not making money. Suddenly you can be a little bit softer with your transphobia, and it's like, no, like there's no forgive. Like there would.
What I will say to J.K. Rowling is she had that one tweet. And then she went right back to doing all the horrible stuff. Like it wasn't.
Oh really?
A change.
I haven't seen after that.
One tweet and like yeah.
Oh yeah.
She corrected it once she got that reaction, I guess.
Exactly. I'm not saying she's gonna.
Saying, once you get the Totenkopf tattoo, you shouldn't be allowed to represent the left. Maybe you're asking that like I don't agree, but I do agree. I don't. I think Graham Plattner can fuck off. But that's a time. Sure. That's a subject for another video.
Whole other thing. Like getting the tattoo is a whole thing. Anyway, like I'm just.
Well, we're in danger of going into it.
I was going to say
I'm like really tempted. You know, I'm like skirting the edge of it because I'm like, you know, like even if you don't know the symbol, you should probably recognize that getting that on you is a bad idea. You know,
People also
Yeah.
tattoo removal is a thing. Anyway, we'll come back to it. We're getting too
cover
close
up.
to
You
it.
get
We're
cover
getting
up.
too
There's
close
lots
to
of classic ways to cover up your.
I mean, weirdly,
Nazi
he's also
tattoo,
done worse stuff
you
than
know.
even the Nazi tattoo if you look into his record. It doesn't get better from there. But also, I'm not American, so.
Mm.
it. Hey, we
Hey,
have a
Soul Bunny.
soul bunny. Hey, girl.
We can't hear you.
Hear us? Yeah, I think your mic might not be connected. We need you to balance it out. It's getting too British in here. I feel like I'm back in my home country, which I'm very ashamed of at the moment.
Hello, do you hear me now?
Yes, hello, hello.
Yes.
Thank you
Hi.
for joining. Can I ask? I mean, we chat after, but did I send you a wrong time zone? Because I feel like maybe.
No, well, since I moved, the time zone changed,
Oh,
and that's what I got mixed up because I was in the West Coast, and now I'm in the
I see.
Midwest. So
Nice. Oh, well,
that's a
thank you for
2
joining.
hours ahead. So yeah, I had the time mixed up, and I accidentally napped, and that's why I woke up an hour late.
Too.
Happens
Love
to all of us.
that. Love that. Yeah, I'm the same. I woke up at 4 a.m. here, and I was like, "Ooh, that's a difficult one. Do I stay up until the stream at 7, or do I risk a little nap in between?" I was like, "Oh, this is a game I do not know the end result of," but I luckily got back up at 6. So, but it's tricky.
Soul Bunny, this is Sinan or SK to the Crusader. We were talking about British stuff on, so I brought them on.
Yeah, I saw the thumbnail, so I have a very, very good idea what was talked about for an hour without.
Well, we haven't actually talked about the Hasan stuff yet, so we can bring it in. Are you able to turn down your volume ever so slightly because your mic's a bit loud? Unless everyone else is okay.
I can because I'm getting a new microphone. I can
that's better.
I
Yeah.
should not have it
Lower
as
it.
close.
That's much
Is that
better.
a little
Yeah.
bit better?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's better, yeah.
Peak and a splash. Yeah, no, we saved the main topic for you, my darling, because we wanted everyone here for it. I mean, so let's get into it. Hasan Piker and Cenk Uygur had their visas to visit the UK revoked. They were going to come over to speak. They had a few meetings in place. They were going to, I mean, Hasan Piker specifically was going to talk to Jeremy Corbyn, Zach Palensky of the Green Party, and speak. And I think it's the Oxford. I think it's
The
just
Oxford Union,
University. Yeah, Oxford Union.
Yeah.
No, the Oxford Union specifically, because they do like
Union, yeah.
debates and shit.
I was going to say,
And
he's
also
done it
South by Southwest,
before.
UK.
That's it, South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And it was revoked. Have we got evidence? Has it been proven that the reasoning was because of criticism of Israel, or is that just a theory as it stands?
In the days before this happened, there was very clear. There was a couple of articles of like
Yeah.
ex-Israel lobby group is putting pressure on the UK to stop him coming. So I
Yeah,
can look this up. But
The
yeah.
problem with finding a specific reasoning is the law under which that visa can be revoked is so vague that they can just say an incredibly just non-specific reason and then you can get your visa withdrawn. So it would be very hard to sort of on paper say yes it's
Yeah.
because of this. They'll just say, oh, it would be damaging to public order or something like that.
That was the original.
There was
thing
also a
actually
Labour
stated.
MP that wrote, I think, wrote like a letter saying that that he should be removed, if I
This is
remember
so
rightly.
small time. This is so small time.
Yeah.
Why are
Oh, it
MPs writing about this stuff? I don't understand why you're an MP.
I mean, it's in line with the Palestine action shit, right? It's just pressure
Yeah,
groups. I mean,
just
for
embarrassing. It
context
is
for like
embarrassing.
Soul Bunny and people that aren't from the UK, the extent to which the Labour Party just takes so much money from like certain lobbyist groups for the state of Israel is fucking you can't really overstate it. Like all of the cabinet pretty much were in Labour Friends of Israel for a reason. And you will have heard the stuff about Palestine Action, which we're not allowed to advocate for
No.
on public, or we will be charged with possible terrorism.
I was very close
question
to
about
saying
that.
something I shouldn't have. That even as a joke, I'm like, I don't actually want to risk that because they might actually do something about it.
I have a question about that. So I'm in Japan, right?
Yes.
Am I allowed to? Am I allowed to do the thing about the thing?
The group isn't prescribed in Japan, so you can say it.
So I
As long
always
as
wondered about this.
me and Bridget
Yeah, you
don't
two
say
be
it.
careful. But like, I always think,
Like-
I mean, Japan notoriously is like probably worse. But I always think about like, could like Ethan Klein sue me? Am I, am I outside of the scope? I'm like, am I
What would
safe?
he like? What like a defamation? Like it would. It depends on the defamation laws of the country you're in and where the defamation takes
Oh,
place.
well, Japan's really bad for
Generally.
that. So
I
I'm going
also
to take
think
his
when
Yes,
name
it
out.
Japan
comes
is
to
really bad.
suing,
That is one thing I know about
I'll
Japan is the defamation laws.
Sorry, go
I
back.
was gonna say when it comes to like suing by you being sued by Ethan Klein, what I've noticed is that even to the smallest creators, they have a connection to Hassan, some closeness to Hassan. So I think that's
Yeah.
one um, requirement to be one of the candidates to be sued. It's not just that you defame them, but that you're friends with Noah Samson or Hassan. And I don't mean just friends, I mean like connected, have done
Connected.
content with every single
Yeah.
person
In the network.
that's being sued, where some are within that adjacent clique or one or that space,
For
or
sure.
etc. So
Thank you for bringing it back to
I think you're
Piker.
fine.
We got determined. Also, Soulbunny, I want to hear your like opinions of it. What did you hear about the Hasan Piker thing? Did you have any feelings
Yeah,
or
I
thoughts?
did. Immediately it brought me back to when Tyler the Creator was banned from the UK. Because that's the only thing I can compare that I remember that happened. I think that happened in 2019.
Right.
Because I forgot who the prime minister was at the time, but I think it was a woman. I think. I don't
2019 would have
remember.
been Boris Johnson.
Either
Boris
Theresa
Johnson.
May or Boris Johnson. It would have been one
Yeah,
of the
maybe it's
two.
Theresa May.
Because May clung on for way too long, like into 2019.
Yeah, I think he was making fun of her, and then when he went to go have his concert, they rescinded his visa. So they have a
That sounds
habit
right.
of knowing you're about to come. They know you posting you getting ready that you about to head to the airport, and they're gonna like I don't know. So there's a history
Crazy.
of that pettiness of like, oh, we're gonna let you get ready, get dressed, get to the airport, and let you find out at the airport.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
the way they
Cenk Hugo
cancelled
was
it.
at the airport, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the visa they tried to come in on is like the easy e-visa that you get. That means you don't have to go through the whole thing of like actually explaining who you are to come into the UK. So technically, like they could get another visa to come in. It would just take them a month to do it because you have to go to the British Embassy and do an interview and explain like why you were rejected for the I think it's the ETA visa. And they're going to have to explain, well, Shabana Mahmood, the worst member of the worst cabinet, apparently, in British history, decided I was a danger to public order, which I don't think it's going to be a tough sell at the British Embassy.
Yeah, she is undeniably evil.
She looks like a Romulan, and I've always said this about
She does
her.
look like a
She's-
Romulan.
She's
She
the
does.
member of the Tau Shia governing like the police. It's horrifying.
So
Crazy.
I found I had a look at like who was calling for this, right? And it did say Labour MP David Taylor wrote for him to be
name.
banned from the UK. Thanks to
Complete
the Home
rando,
Secretary
no
decision.
name. Like, not even
Yeah,
a notable MP.
exactly.
Like,
The Community Security Trust, which is like a Jewish group in the UK, called for him to be banned. Said that he had a record of promoting rhetoric that includes anti-Semitic themes, denial of well-documented atrocities, and apparent support for extremist groups. And also the JLC, which I can't remember what it stands for.
Jewish Leadership Council, I want to say.
Jewish Leadership Council. Yeah, they
but
said
that
that he
might be
shouldn't be
wrong.
allowed. They said that he's an October 7th denialist, which isn't true.
Which isn't true.
And
just not
said
true.
that
But-
because
but these- but these are the-
because there were Jewish people stabbed in the streets of London recently that he can't be allowed in, which is like the link.
These are the same people who wanted to ban Roger Waters from performing in the UK. So I'm not like largely it is the same overlap, which is an absolutely bizarre thing to have to say out loud about that. But it is what happened.
Yeah, I mean, so that's why I put the title is this is like, I hate overusing the term canary in the coal mine. It's like how many things bad has to go wrong before we can be there. But for me, seeing this happen and spending the day just like, it has changed now, like how I basically feel like I've lost the last % of Britishness in me. And I've never been so like, obviously because of everything, the UK sucks right now, but like it went to this place of like this is irredeemable. This is the cognitive dissonance of not allowing a leftist Twitch creator come and talk for an hour, but that like isn't Israel is now starting to work into Lebanon and like is like planning a ground invasion of Lebanon now, allegedly. I saw yesterday, like there is an active genocide happening and a war happening, and like that is okay according to the UK, but Hasan Piker can't come over and talk about it. And isn't he going viral because of his speech last year at the Oxford Union, where he said exactly about this? He was like, I'm worried about like my like anti-Semitism being conflated with anti-Zionism and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, I can't see where this goes. This is so scary to me. This is
it's actually even worse. It's actually even worse because if you think about it, so recently there was, I think it was Maccabi Tel Aviv, the football club, Israeli football club, were meant to come to the UK, and the local police in Birmingham were like, no, we don't want to have to police this because it is materially impossible for us to do anything that won't result in a riot. Essentially, that was their
Birmingham also strong Muslim population.
Yeah, especially
their chants called for the deaths of Arabs.
The football club they were playing against was a football club called Aston Villa, which is based in an area of Birmingham that is particularly Muslim as well. And so the general worry was, okay, if we have a bunch of Maccabi Tel Aviv fans, and Maccabi Tel Aviv is a football club in Israel that is by Israeli standards, a far-right football club. So they're great bunch of lads. And the police were like, we don't want them to come here. We don't think it's safe for anyone for them to be here, for them, for the people in Birmingham, whatever. So there shouldn't be an away allocation for that match. And and we ended up with senior members of the government coming out and saying, actually, the police are being racist, like, by not letting these people into the country. And they basically accused the head of West Midlands Police, which is the police sort of in charge of this area, of being anti-Semitic about it, which is impressive. And also someone in the chat has said the Israeli version of Millwall, they're not quite that bad. The Israeli version of Millwall is Beitar Jerusalem. And I know this because I saw them at an away match in Istanbul when I was supporting the team I support in Turkey. So I know that for a fact that they are the Israeli version of Millwall.
And bear in mind, this Maccabi Tel Aviv thing was just after they were in Amsterdam, where they're like going around Amsterdam, like ripping off Palestinian flags from people's homes and apparently like hunting for like Arabs to beat up and shit like that. Like this should not be allowed into the country. But also Britain also just doesn't have free speech as a constitutional thing. We don't have a written constitution. We don't have free speech as such. Some people like to think that we have the principles of it, but Britain never really has, and it's never really done that.
The only place where you have free speech is in the House of Parliament. And it's called parliamentary privilege, and it's why people do all of their horrible libeling of people in Parliament instead of anywhere else.
I almost made a joke, an American joke just now. I was like, because y'all used to be a monarchy. Of course y'all never had free speech. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But, it never was thought of. Y'all, I mean, you just be happy you ain't got real kings and queens no more. That's the free speech.
Hey, it doesn't like you're about to get
stuck on.
Weirdly, the king's more woke than most of Parliament. This is the weirdest part about this fucking country.
Charles is secretly Muslim. Everyone knows it. Anyway, it's
a common joke. This ongoing joke.
It's a common joke.
That's a common joke. Meghan Markle.
The hilarious part is I feel more like American. I feel like I'm on Soul Benny's side of this. I'm learning about the UK. I'm like, oh, that happened. Interesting.
So then please explain the King Charles Muslim bit, because they need to know.
Okay.
We need the context.
It is a common joke, particularly among British Muslims, that Charles is Muslim because he is generally interested in other people's religion. When he was Prince Charles he was generally very interested in outreach to other faiths and stuff. And he seemed particularly fond of Muslims in general, and is quite notorious for being a bit sort of like, live and let live in a way that a lot of the literal head of the Church of England probably shouldn't be on paper. And so everyone does suspect he might be secretly Muslim. Hearing on his, someone in the chat said, hearing on his deathbed. Well, he's not there yet, but he will. We know he will.
He's already seen the light of our light. Doesn't need to die.
Yeah. It's also probably linked a bit to the Diana being secretly Muslim stuff, but that feels like a whole other can of worms. That is
Like we're going to be a conspiracy
potentially cause
podcast at this
problems.
point. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, with this whole visa ban thing, there's a whole discussion because the right wing are bringing this back because obviously, like, recently Kanye West or Ye was banned from entering the UK. For probably much more understandable reasons. If you want to talk about Jewish safety, I can imagine much more why someone who has a song called Heil Hitler would not be allowed in.
Probably not great, really, is it? Like, if you just think about it for a second. Under the same powers, with the same justification, I will point out, as Hasan and Cenk getting banned.
Exactly
getting a visa
Yeah,
revoked.
I was gonna say, like, for me, I get it when it's like a music artist because of how many people are going to go see their concerts and can cause like people to rile out or act out or whatnot, especially someone is known for having routing fans. That is more plausible due to the actual tangible size difference of audience capture that person has.
True.
I mean, they're literally going to have a sold out tournaments or stadiums, sold out stadiums full of people. Someone that has said anti-Semitic stuff, that entirely makes sense. But like Hasan, a Twitch streamer, he's nowhere near Kanye West size, let alone was not pushing any rhetoric that was that. It was simply a normal. For me, I think the wild thing is it's like these are very standard critiques that happens within a political world that has freedoms within the West, at least. So, like for that's like equivalent to like basically like. And I'm not trying to like use this as like what's it called as like they're equal or anything, but that's like if someone got their visa revoked for voting for Trump or for voting Trump. In the sense, like that's not really realistically would happen. That doesn't seem like as much as we don't like. So it's like having an opinion, a political opinion that is very commonplace to be pro Palestine and anti-Zionism, and just the way like that's what I mean. Like it's to me, from my perspective as an American, it's like it is as normal as like you having revoked for saying you agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene or something. As much as I think you're kooky and nuts, I don't. That's extreme, especially because on this part, it's not that it's just another political thing, but it's on the behalf of another country. So is this a country ran by like and controlled by folks? That's what like, and that's the scary part because when you start like having those kind of questions, you don't want to sound conspiratorial, but then you obviously understand how politics works within the West and America. We have APAC. I don't know if y'all have an equivalent of APAC in the UK or whatnot, or the ADL or whatnot. I don't know
like
if they're actually
multiple equivalents, really. Probably. Yeah, like
so we understand that all our countries are beholden to upholding this project that I mean the UK did play a big role in that, in the establishment of Israel. I can definitely, from what I understand of my history, we learn in general World War II history, so there's that, and then America helped
it was our fault.
With it.
It was our fault, as on many
so
things.
We could definitely, you know...
I mean, most things were, weren't they? But no, but you're completely right, and I think that the, like, first of all, to go back to what you're saying about, like, comparing this to Kanye West, it's like, that he's an outlier, that is a minority view and, like, a dangerous one, but Hasan Piker, it's like most middle-aged wine mums are sitting around the dinner table agreeing with exactly what he's saying. Like he's the popular opinion, and to conflate the two and treat them as if they're equal and opposite sides, which I see so many people do, specifically people on the right try and do. But like he's the left-wing extreme. It's like, no, he's the popular opinion. What he's saying specifically about Palestine is the commonplace opinion. So to put him on,
it's especially funny to have Cenk in there as well.
Oh, I was going to say,
as the politics of just like a particularly weird dad. Like it's just like
literally the Turkish uncle politics right there.
Like, and I was going to say, for him to get thrown into it was the scariest part. Really, I mean, I don't like Cenk. I don't agree with a lot of what he says, and I have since the Anna Kasparian like turf thing, I've never trusted the whole thing. But for him to be lumped in as well, it's like, well, if his opinion is like considered too outrageous to be able to join the country of another like, it wasn't like they're even that critical of the UK. They're critical of Israel, and that's why they can't come to the UK. To me, this is what I meant about earlier. Like, this is it. This we are in the depths of fascism, and I will not hear anyone else say otherwise. And like it is petrifying. It's so petrifying.
Yeah, this is a slippery slope because it's like, why are you treating them like how they treated Lauren Southern, who deserved every fucking ban she got for all the racist, xenophobic things she was doing? So why are they getting the same treatment as someone who's done something that's crazy as stop refugees on boats and try to intervene, stop that process? I mean, that's like kind of how I connect it. Like, put aside Kanye West, this looks more political. Lauren Southern, like, I think that was back in, was that 2018? I think that was 2018 or 2017. I believe it's 2018 when she did her little Europe tour, going over talking about migrants being the problem and whatnot, and was trying to push a narrative. She got banned for, I mean, mind you, she was able to get into the country and do all the crazy shit, and then get a visa. So it's just like, damn. So it is setting up.
It wasn't that long ago that Kneecap, the Irish rap band, were basically banned for flying a Palestinian flag.
Yeah,
got caught on terror charges.
Which, so it's been going on for this isn't a new thing. It's very high profile because he has such a big platform, but this has been happening for quite a few years now.
Yeah,
and like the Labour government, Labour Party as it is right now, post Jeremy Corbyn and just wrecking the whole thing and turning it into ash and then sticking themselves on the top, is very much wanting to ape the Democratic Party model in the US, where we just love lobbyists. We love lobbyists. If you give us money, we will do things for you. That
was the original Blairite vision of it as well. Like, if you read about, in fact, Peter Mandelson, weirdly, is the go-to guy on this, because if you read any book about New Labour in the 90s before they became government, they sort of looked at Bill Clinton's Democrats and they were like, that's what we need to be. We need to be a party with, like, that wins elections, and, we want to retain the activist base, but we don't want to have to listen to them, because listening to them means we lose elections. That was their thought process on it. And and it's kind of funny to see Keir Starmer be the guy who actually manages to achieve this and also proves that it doesn't work in a multi-party democracy. Because we have more than one viable party in the UK, more than two, unlike America, which only has two, which seems like a suboptimal party system to have created. But
I have this other weird theory as well, and I want to throw it out there and see what people think, because I made a short about this, and I looked at Benjamin Netanyahu. Since the ICC released the warrant out for his arrest for war crimes, he's visited the US, I think, 6 times, and Hungary once. I have this like weird premonition / suspicion, like, do you think Benjamin Netanyahu will try and come to the UK almost as like a flex to be like, I'm allowed? And if that happened, do you think he would be allowed to? Do you think Keir Starmer would let him in?
No, but they did bring Isaac Herzog in.
I was going to say, wasn't it? Yeah.
But Netanyahu would probably not want to try coming to the UK anyway, because it would be an embarrassing flight path he has to take to get here, for one. It would, when he visited Kazakhstan and had to fly around over Greece and Russia to get there, because Turkey and Iran for obvious reasons and Turkey for other reasons were like, no, you can't fly your plane over here. We are going to ground your plane and arrest you.
So we are close to France, Spain, and Ireland, so there's a little
so there's like a narrow bit of thing you can go through. You have to fly through Gibraltar over like the Atlantic and then come. It's going to look really funny and kind of embarrassing. But also, the problem is that there's a depth of public feeling that will mean something will happen if he does that. And it may not necessarily be. And also, Keir Starmer has repeatedly said, and I understand this is something Keir Starmer said, that Britain is a country that will obey the orders of international courts. And becomes impossible to remain prime minister in this country at a certain point. Well, for him, it's already impossible. He's gone. He's going. He's practically gone. But like, it becomes really fucking hard to sort of come out and be like, I am the the forensic lawman, and then be like, I'm not going to arrest this guy who I said I would arrest if he showed up. Is not going to, and also the relationship is pretty bad between the British government and the Israeli one on a personal level, from what I understand. Despite all of that material support, they just seem to not like him very much. But Isaac Herzog generally gets a pass because one, he's not named on it. He's mentioned in the stuff, but not named as a person with an arrest warrant, and also was a member of the Israeli Labour Party, as was united into some other weird, allegedly centre-left amalgamation. So they have a prior working relationship that means that he kind of gets away with it. So they send him out to places like the UK where they have nominally left of centre governments.
We should say as well that even compared to like places like the US, like the UK, like the percentage of people that are pro-Palestine is ridiculously high. Like this is a very, very unpopular move for Keir Starmer to keep doing shit like this.
It's also electorally really painful because they keep losing in really deeply Labour areas over and over again. They just keep taking, like last election, there were 5 independents who won, 4 of them out of fucking nowhere. Like genuinely no-name independents showed up and said, hey, these guys are too right-wing and are pro-genocide, and just swept Labour out of their seats that were historically Labour seats since like the 40s. So it's not really a winning formula. But then maybe they don't care. They don't seem to care. They seem to keep wanting to go into the low teens, the tens now. They seem intent on just annihilating their own party for no reason. They don't have to do this.
Not me just learning and asking you about a bunch of things about my home country. But I want to ask.
This is why I wanted to sit on because they're really good about this stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm I literally forget I'm on a podcast. I'm just like, what about Reform? Like, because for anyone watching from the US as well, Reform are the further right party. They're gaining sadly in popularity, and the next election is expected to be basically the popularity in the Green Party versus Reform in the kind of what would be the Democratic and Republican new version of them. Where does Reform stand in regards to like Israel-Palestine? Do they
very pro-Israel? The far right in Britain in general is very pro-Israel.
I've seen, like, oddly, like you see a bunch of hooligans and they've got like Israel flags and stuff.
City where I lived, there was a pretty, there was a not sizable for here, but not really for the UK. An attempt at a far right rally, and you saw Israel flags there. It has become a core part of their the far right's identity here. And the other thing that's become a core part of its identity is also like Persian monarchists. That has also now become a key part of the British far right, which is, and they kind of have the Persian monarchists that to be like, see, we're not racist. They just want their country to be great too, and so do we. Like we don't mind them, you know. They're kind of doing the classic British thing there, of being like, well, I've got Persian friends. What do you mean? It's fine.
I feel like
I'm not surprised about that. Before. I know everywhere. Yeah.
Go on, Bunny.
I'm not surprised about that. Sorry. I'll let you go first because I can hold this thought. You can go. Let me check.
No, please.
I was gonna say, I've had a handful of conversations with British folks from those communities, particularly. Who like bought in, kind of similar to what people have bought into the American dream. There were some British people of color, particularly like Persian, some Middle Eastern, particularly like Indian as well, who bought into, I don't know what the equivalent is to the American dream in the UK. So like they would undermine racism or other causes that are bringing attention to certain things that your average liberal, even if they did say they care about, they don't care about to even have those conversations or go deep and whatnot. So I just throughout my years had those just natural interactions with folks way before I was politically aware. And they always kind of use the tokenization of themselves as examples, or, you know, upholding the model minority myth, etc. So that does make sense politically.
that also ties into like the long history of how British colonialism worked and who we would put into certain positions in certain countries, and there's a whole we in Britain have perfected a system where this keeps happening, and it's why
There's a lot of
often the worst
Ugandans of
politicians
South Asian descent in the Tory party, right? It's the whole thing.
and it's not, and obviously you don't want to generalize, but yes, they do tend to lean that way, and it's why often a lot of the worst politicians in Britain on sort of like immigration, on race relations, and all of these things tend to be from these communities. Suella Braverman's great example, who was a Conservative Home Secretary, which is basically the head of the police, has now defected to Reform. I didn't realize she was still an MP. I thought she'd lost her seat or resigned. But it turns out she was still an MP, which is kind of like my bad to not remember that. But she's a really good example. Rishi Sunak as well, although he was much more toned down about it, also has some of this.
Makes sense.
There was Priti Patel, also another Home Secretary, who actually had to be brought back very famously from a trip abroad to be fired because she was doing secret deals with Israel, which was one of the funniest days in British politics for a while. But yeah.
What I will say for Reform's positions on anything, though, to be honest, is that like I feel like one of the reasons why they are doing so well right now is because they don't do a lot of comms about what their policies are. It's a lot of from Nigel Farage's face. Don't you like this man? He did Brexit. Don't you like Brexit? Here he is with a beer. And if you ask a lot of people, like when I ask people who,
anyway,
yeah, well, when I ask people who are going to vote for Reform, like why they think that their policies are going to be like the economic stuff is going to be left with.
Yeah.
Even though they specifically said the opposite, because they don't really talk about it. They just want the vibes to come across.
I have actually had conversations with people close to me that are sadly a bit more on the right, and I can't convince them as much as I try. But it seems like this. It's like the Reform are doing exactly what kind of really Trump's playbook. You know, originally Trump had a very, like, sounded like he was going to be strong on the economy. Started originally with being like LGBT flags and just like freedom and kind of libertarian almost, some elements to it of just like, hey, everyone just do their own thing. And, you know, but then absolutely is a far right dictator, in my opinion. But I see the same thing with the Reform and Farage. But what also it seems to have in common for me is there is this, everyone seemed to be bad at generally doing their jobs. Like, didn't famously, we had a local election recently in the UK, and Reform won a lot of local seats. But haven't they already, like, a lot of them had to get fired for their, like, racist tweets, and a lot of them have resigned already because it's actually a lot of work, and they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like,
one of them,
at least one of them was an AI, I think.
And also one of them thought he was being elected to Parliament, and then when he found out he wasn't, quit. And then a bunch of them found out that being a local councillor is not a paid role in some places. And so they quit because they weren't getting paid, I guess. I'm not sure that's the worst reason it's had to happen. I mean, there were at least like three open. Yeah, there were at least 3 open neo-Nazis that I can remember off the top of my head.
I heard that too,
Which also, and then there's
before we whittle it off a little bit too.
Sure, sorry, Bunny, go ahead.
Before we get too far into that, I wanted to like bring it back to like a little bit of American equivalents for what the examples are using. So, in America, I also like just also the incompetence like Kash Patel. He's South Asian. You know, very incompetent. He looks like a babbling fool.
Oh no, Kash Patel's
he
cut
just
her
looks like he just like what from having a hangover. He just looks like he just like woke up, threw on a suit from having nights of drinks the night prior, and just had to go like do like a briefing, like genuinely. And I mean, he already is like outed for like going to work drunk, like multiple times, going to work drunk. So like there's that. But put aside the Kash Patel, like there's also the point I was trying to make is like our equivalent is like there's a lot of you hear a lot of Hispanic Americans about Trump. And you'll have candidates who like Ted Cruz, who As much as white passing as Ted Cruz is Cuban.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his family fled Batista, so you would think.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, very
y'all know
famously
Ted Cruz,
that
right?
clip. Yeah,
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Sorry,
senator.
Benny, I
Yeah,
think
'cause
you're cutting in and out.
It's
a
the
bit.
one that
Oh,
sorry, my the internet. Yeah, my internet cut out. Is it correcting
yeah,
me?
I think Ted Cruz and Kash Patel are trying to cut your internet. I think.
yeah, that's yeah. But
No, they would have tried to shut it down. No, yeah. Ted Cruz got cucked by Trump, making Otto was kind of messed up, but he made fun of his wife, and
Yeah.
and
Yes, I
then he had
remember.
to just kiss. Yeah, so Ted Cruz, we got what's it called?
Marco
DeSantis,
Rubio. Yeah,
uh,
DeSantis.
Yeah,
Marco Rubio. Um,
crazy.
I'm trying to think of more some of the white passing ones. But like, yeah, like these are. Have you been noticing those are the more wider Hispanics, and that's the reason why there's a lot of Trump voting Hispanic folks. Is because we have our own white community and Hispanic community. We have our own white people, or at least what's white equivalent. And to other white people, y'all probably because Aryanism, you wouldn't probably see them as white, but within the humanity community, not only do we see them as white, but they see themselves, and because of that, they have this hierarchy where like they think you're less than. So there's a lot of like my dad's side, I'm half Mexican. They're mestizos. They're the more white. They're more of the Spanish looking, more Spanish genetically, Spanish dominant. They're not only Spanish, but because mestizo just basically means like indigenous and Spaniard mixture. But that can be at any ratio of that. My dad said this is on the wider end of that. So because of that, they will look down upon the brown Hispanics because they were like third, fourth generation American, while the brown Hispanics were first gen. So it's just kind of like pick yourself by your bootstraps. So they vote for the Trump for the deportations because Trump speaks in the language of the bigotry that they agree with and they believe genuinely, wholeheartedly. Being directly connected to that, because I just like it's very to me when I hear people like, oh, they don't know how. I'm like, I guess you don't know mestizo. I guess you don't know white Hispanics. You don't know the population of the mostly light skinned Hispanics that separate themselves from the ones who are not like 2-3 generations into this country built wealth. My dad's side, they were able to make money enough. But I mean, they've had properties back in the 60s and 70s. So like old money. I mean, in the way I'm not old money, but like I mean, because it's not that long, but like old enough to where you could build something. Where people are in a different financial social class that are like brown Hispanics that are immigrating here or who are finding ways to get into the country for their own safety, etc. Yeah, I mean, so in general, like that's like a trope amongst most Western countries. They're going to have a group of marginalized or people of color who are marginalized, who not all of them, but there'll be a segment who bends the knee to that. Here in America, also the Asian equivalent of like what Cubans that vote right wing extremely because they're afraid of communism is Vietnamese Americans. They are the largest Republican / right leaning voting within the Asian communities when you break it down by nationality. Vietnamese is overwhelming. And it's still like when you put the percentages of Asian Americans still predominantly vote blue or Democrat. So the percentage that it isn't is like majority made up of Vietnamese Americans that are also were running from communism. So they go to the extreme opposite end than what they considered was the extreme left. So they go to the extreme right. So yeah, that's like a phenomenon that we see, and as a person of color, like we're constantly fighting back. So as we see that, and it's like sucks that like those types of people exist.
They're everywhere.
Some of these have been generational battles, like you said, like colonization. With
I mean, the
Persian.
chairman of Reform currently is Zia Yusuf. You know,
God,
and it's like
That's crazy to
can't
me.
stand this. Can't stand this
crazy.
prick.
He left
so-
for a bit, right? When they tried when one of the reform one of the reform candidates, one of the reform MPs said they were going to do like a hijab ban, or like a headscarf ban. I think that's
yeah.
when he left, and then he just came back and acted like it was all fine.
I'm
Like,
pretty sure
crazy.
that
It goes
MP
back
then
to-
went on to form the even more far right party.
Yeah,
One
we
of the
hadn't talked
two
about
that have
Restore
formed.
Britain.
Or Advance UK, the other far right party that is. God,
It goes
Yeah.
back to
how
what
do
we
we
were saying
keep
about.
making these?
It goes back to what we were saying about the Dave Rubins. It's like, I don't know. I can't get my head around like. The leopards are going to eat your face. It just comes back to that, doesn't it? And I've got no sympathy for the.
It's a check.
It's so clear.
It's a check,
so
girl.
clear
It's a
with
check.
as well, yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, it must be.
oh, sorry. I was gonna say, Ruben. It's just like money. Like he knows, like they can eat me up as long as I got a check for my safety, and so I can retire. I think that's really all it was. I think he's just no different than Candace Owens, a hustler. He's just hustling. He's riding it till the wheels fall off because he knows they're gonna fall off. I mean, I think most people that got into right-wing politics know this isn't forever. They know they're just trying to ride it while it's lucrative, while they can profit off of it. And they're going to just pivot. And a lot of them are going to go and... Sorry, was I breaking up?
No. I just thought about
No,
Blair
that's
White in my
great.
head,
Okay.
and I was laughing at myself because I was like, yeah, Blair White.
No, yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
on
Yeah,
that note,
Blair White, Candace Owens, yeah. But yeah.
hell yeah.
Keep going.
Well, I was going to say, should we wrap it up there? And so last week we set out what we're working on. Anyone working on anything? Anyone got anything coming up this week, content-wise? Do you want to start, somebody?
I was really busy having fun in Portland, so I did not get to get that much work done at all.
Good.
So we'll see where I'm at by next week. Just got to buy a new microphone. So yeah. Other than that, I am good. That's pretty much me for now.
That reminds me, before I forget, I just want to say a huge thank you to one of the wonderful Matri Army who purchased a microphone for me as a little bit of a fan donation, which is why I sound hopefully better than last week. I won't name you in case you don't want to be named, but if you're in chat and you do want to be named, feel free to claim the gratitude personally. Thank you so much for donating to me and helping me buy a microphone, and I hope it sounds so much better. So thank you so much. I will just quickly throw mine in as well while I'm talking. But yeah, I'm similar to Selbany. I took a couple of days out to have some a bit of a break, which was needed. I've got another I did this random video about Brendan Lee Mulligan. It did really well. I don't know if anyone knows who he is, but so I'm going to do another pride-based episode about Dropout, the streaming platform, about how good they are at LGBT representation. So I'm working on that. That will be my next release. Yeah. How about you, Bridget? What you got going on?
Oh boy, I'm editing the boys video right now. It's not actually that much about the boys. It's mainly just about satire in a world of evil people. But it does have the boys in it, and that will be the selling point. So look forward to Homelander on the thumbnail and being disappointed that it's not about him. And then I've, unfortunately, because it is Pride Month, I did write a bunch about RuPaul saying that we shouldn't fight fascism, we should just dance instead. So I did write several thousand words about that. So that will be coming out for my Pride Month special. We will be talking about how weird RuPaul is again.
Continuously.
Sinan, you working on anything cool?
Yeah, how about you?
Me, cool. No, next video. I don't know if it'll be this week, but I will preface this with I was away on a stag do and got way too drunk for a couple of days, so I've been a bit slow. But the next video is about basically the proliferation of blackface in British comedy in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, because there was a lot of it, and it was uncomfortably recent, and it's kind of Tony Blair's fault, actually, which is kind of the weird part about it.
That recent enough to be Tony Blair.
Yeah. The last show on my list, I thought it it stopped broadcasting in 2009. It stopped broadcasting in 2011, which is Come Fly With Me, which is by the same people who brought you Little Britain. And I didn't realize it ended in 2011. But that one does have multiple types of caricaturing using paint on the face region.
No,
it's really bad. And then the other one I'm working on is about people who are American won't know who he is, but Ed Balls, the husband of a sitting minister who gets to interview the political opponents of that minister, which is really bizarre and a thing that shouldn't happen in a functioning democracy or media ecosystem.
Also, weirdly famous in America for tweeting out Ed Balls.
Ed Balls, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess he would be known. It's the Ed Balls guy. I feel like I don't know to follow that up with his. Yeah, the Ed Balls guy. Ed Balls, the Ed Balls guy. There you go. But yeah,
the guy's like a Pokemon. He just says his name.
Yeah, and also next month, I will say, it's possible next month that the very, very long final video about Keir Starmer will be out, where I finally bury this motherfucker for good. And I'm gonna burn his manifesto on camera. It's gonna go really well.
Oh, wow! Looking forward to that. Well, thank you for being.
If the queue ends.
Yeah, God, I need them to wrap this up so I can decide when this video is coming out.
Thank you for being a guest on our new podcast. You will always have the title of being a guest, the first guest we ever had. I think you've actually made it before one of the core hosts that are meant to be joining. You've technically beat them to it. So, we've so got our shit together on this Left Wave Transmission podcast. But thank you so much for being here. And everyone go and check out their channel if you can after this. Otherwise, this was Left Wave Transmission podcast. I'm trying to remember the name to memory. But thank you for sticking around to the end. Go and check out our official kind of channel for it, which I will share around as well, where you can see the clips and find the backlog. Other than that, try and stay merry in these turbulent times. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Love to you all.
See ya.
Bye.